Hello everyone, today I'm going to be going over a very intermediate level and pretty meta, pretty standard way to play the Terran versus Protoss matchup right now. This build is considered by people to be a little bit cheesy, but is very strong and is a very good place for Terran players who are about in the mid-range gold, platinum level to play the matchup in a way that isn't super frustrating and is actually puts the Terran in the advantage for most of it. It's like I said, it's pretty standard right now. It's a pretty common build, and I think for most players that if they start with this, they'll have a pretty good grasp on what's going on in the matchup. So without further ado, we're going to go ahead and jump into a game here. I recently played this game, so hopefully that I can follow along and show you guys the ropes. So that what I showed you at the beginning of the video, that build will be posted online and I'll include it in the description. So if you want to take a look at it, it'll also include the replay from this game in case you want to take a closer look at it yourself, check out what the Protoss was looking at or whatever. You also have that. So we're going to start off pretty standard here though. Normal supply depot timing and everything like that. Now the goal of this build is basically you're going to be getting a quick maybe 2-3 siege tank count, and you're going to be teching up to getting combat shield first, which is kind of different from the standard because normally you would go stem, but combat shield researches a lot faster, and this build is designed to get to the Protoss before they have any strong tech units like the Colossus, which does a lot of AoE damage, or Templar, which also does a lot of AoE damage. Also, you saw me accidentally move all my SCVs to the end there. That was an accident, that was not intended. But like I said, you're going to do everything standard here. It's going to be a Reaper fast expand, which at this point you should be familiar with if you're an intermediate player. It's pretty standard. All you do is you build barracks at the normal timing around 16 supply, and then 17 supply you'll get your refinery, and then from there you just build a Reaper, and from there you build a command center, which everything here is completely normal. The Protoss won't think anything about it. And what the really strong strength of this build is, it hits really soon, and it's pretty adaptable at the beginning here. You'll see that once I get my command center down, I'm going to be waiting to build my factory. Actually, I'm going to get my second gas here first. So, second gas there, it's going to help us get constant tank production early, and then once we get enough money, we're going to head and put down the factory. I'm also going to send the Reaper across since I did not SCV scout, so I do not know what my opponent is doing at the moment. But the Reaper is there, it's going to scout for me, and I'm just going to be able to know what's going on. Hopefully, the goal is to get into his main base and then see what kind of tech he's going. So in this case, once the Reaper, I should be microing the Reaper right now, but I'm just putting guys in gas and stuff like that. But see, I'm going to get my Reaper in, and he's going to move his depth to the ramp. I'm just going to mine away the Reaper, and then I'm going to go through his base, and I see that he goes Stargate. So the thing with this build is usually you want to go immediately once your factory finishes into tanks, but like I said, I saw the Stargate, so tanks aren't very good because against those kinds of units because they can't shoot up. They can't shoot in the air units. So what I do first here is you can either go Cyclone or Widow Mine. I just choose to go for a Widow Mine to put in my main mining area right next to my main base. Now the goal of that is if an Oracle comes in, it'll just shoot down the Oracle and I don't have to worry about it. You can also go Cyclone there if you want, but the thing about the Cyclone is it takes a lot longer to build and it's more expensive. So I just wanted to get into siege tanks as fast as possible. So that's why I got the Widow Mine. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to do everything standard, and as soon as I didn't show it, I didn't really talk about it, but like I said, this is going to be a 2-1-0 kind of build. So you're going to get, as soon as that factory is done and you have 150 minerals, you're going to throw down that barracks, which I already did, and it's already finished building. And as soon as that barracks finishes, we're going to get a tech lab, and that's what we're going to research combat shield with. Right here, I'm just sending in the Reaper, seeing what damage I can do. It's not really that useful at the moment. I know that his units went across the map, which was an adept, and here I get that alert, but that was just that Oracle that I was talking about earlier flying into my mineral line and dying because he was too busy looking at the Reaper, and it just died to that Widow Mine that I bought. And here I can see that he's making Phoenix. Phoenix is okay against this build, But the problem with going Phoenix against it is that you don't have enough ground units, because the Phoenixes are capable of picking up the tank, so they can't shoot. But if you don't have enough units to kill all the Marines that we're going to be making, then it's not going to do any good. But everything here is pretty standard. Like I said, like once you finish that factory, you're going to get the reactor on the barracks, which I already did, and you just keep making Marines and tanks. And eventually, once we get like 2 or 3 tanks and that combat shield's almost done, we'll push out. I'm also going to drop 2 barracks and a starport here. That's just to help with my push. I'm not going to really be building anything out of it until I push across the map, because the thing is, like I said, this is really designed to hit fast. But it's just like a good backup plan in case like you do enough damage but you don't necessarily win or something like that. Right here I'm just setting up, getting ready. I have 2 tanks right now, but combat shield is still a little bit away, and I'm just going to wait for that. And once that gets done, I'm going to pull like maybe like 6 or 7 SCVs and put them on, or make them follow the tank. The goal of the SCVs is to bunker push. So basically you'll get up to either the Protoss's 3rd base or 2nd base. Usually it's their 2nd base, as this hits pretty quickly, so they won't start up the 3rd, but sometimes they'll go for an early 3rd and you can push that. So right here, we're getting ready for the push. Just send everything across, rally the rest of my units, and no SCVs, obviously. I'm going to be flowing a lot of money here. It's not really intentional, it's just because I'm not very good at the game yet. Which is a joke. Anyways, we're going to be going across here. I see that he has Phoenixes right here, which as soon as he sees this, he knows what's happening, but he built shield batteries already to help defend it, but this push is so strong and sieging up right outside their base that he can't really do much. And like I said, he only has 3 units here because he went Phoenixes, and then we're just going to build the bunkers right here. The good way to... It shields off the Protoss units from actually coming onto the tanks, but also when they finish, you can put Marines in them, so it's really strong. Right here, just going back macroing, and then the Phoenixes come in, and you just target the Phoenixes so the tanks will be able to shoot, and he can't move his units forward because the bunkers are up, or building. And right here, it's pretty simple, you just keep pushing through. And right here, the game's basically over. He's warping in units, he's trying, but once you get the bunkers outside their position with your siege tank still alive, it gets really hard. Also, usually this, like I said, this really wins fast or you lose fast, but it's something like here where he's like still sitting back and you're not necessarily winning at the moment. You go ahead and get stem, because hopefully it might finish in time, and having stem's obvious, a good upgrade for your bio units like Marines. And so we're just keeping here, sitting here, hid as natural. We're not going to try to push them too far. We don't really care about ending the game in like 5 minutes or something like that. We're just going to sit here and hit the natural for as long as we can. We don't want to push into the main or anything. We don't want to leave our tanks behind. Like here, I know I've already done so much damage that, and I'm already floating money, so I might as well start making SCVs again, just in case like I can't finish the game at the moment. But like I said, this game's basically over. I know that, which is why I'm being a little lax about it. But that's just in case. And then once the natural goes down, the game's all bought over. And right here, he's just basically seeing if he can get anything done with the small amount of units he does. But like I said, this build is so strong that if you get through and you destroy a base like that, they're probably not going to be able to recover. So it's pretty much standard practice here. Just gonna sit up here. I was gonna drop the main, but he has too many stalkers, so I might as well just stop right here and then just wait for more units. And he'll leave the game here in a second, but this is basically all you really need to do. It's really easy all in, but it's really strong. And like I know a lot of intermediate level players have a lot of trouble in this matchup, so this build will really help them. So I hope you found that useful. Like I said, link in the description for the build and the replay if you want to look at that. And thanks for watching.